Alright, so after that fiasco with the deal on the front of the engine, I've got the big shop truck out here, and I've raised it up, and I've got the, let's see if I can scoot this rubber piece underneath here. There we go. So I'm gonna try and pull that engine out of there. Today is not too bad. It's about 39 out here, which isn't too bad. Alright, so down below here, just kind of looking over things, just to see kind of what we're looking at here. I've only got a couple of bolts holding the front of the engine in. And then back here, there's a couple bolts right in here. They go on this side, and then there's a couple bolts on the other side of the bell housing. There's the unit for the overdrive, it looks like. And see, that's another thing that's hard too, is doing a clutch on this. You've got to pull the rear differential out completely. And you've got to pull the drive shaft. Well, this isn't a drive shaft. This is what they call a torque tube. You got to pull all that apart, and you got to push it out from underneath the car. Then you can pull the transmission. So it's not a very easy job to do. Just looking to see, while I'm here, looking to see what kind of rust this thing's got under it. I don't see a whole lot. I mean, I see, looks like the thing's been heavily undercoated, which is nice. Let's see. Looks like the brake hoses are in one position, or looks like they're in decent condition, but that doesn't mean they're any good. Nope, this one here is bad, so that one's probably gonna lock up or blow itself out. You know what this thing really looks like, honestly? In my opinion, it looks like maybe it had a fire underneath it. Would you consider that melting right there on that hose? It almost looks like it got a little too hot for some reason. And there's absolutely no paint on this oil pan. There is brand new oil in this thing. Somebody's had the oil pan off of it. But I don't know. Maybe not. It seems like there sure is a lot of surface rust under this thing, but living under the ground. There's the overdrive cable right there, you can see. And then I think this is the electric solenoid. Yeah, I don't see a ton of rust. But it's like anything, it's going to need an overhaul. There's no two ways around. I mean, a restoration. Maybe I can do a partial restoration on it. That clutch arm's got to come off in order to pull the motor out of it. So it'll have to come out, dig through all that nasty oil and grease. Maybe I can get that flywheel pan out of there. Wouldn't mind trying to turn the engine again, but I don't know. After that ordeal with that harmonic balancer, I think it's pretty much locked up. It's probably a reason. This right here, by the way, is a vacuum pump. Yeah, this line right here, that's the one. It goes to the vacuum wipers. And this one is to the engine manifold. Yeah, you can see where it says wiper and manifold. There's fuel line coming from the tank. We don't even know the condition of that. That'd be another issue to dig through. I'll have to drain all that oil out of that thing. I don't see any wrecks or anything going on with it. Steering gearbox looks okay. All this under here looks like it's alright. I know the back end's been drug a little bit. Yeah. Well, I guess I better try and get started on this thing. At least do a little something to it. Man, I'll tell you, they sure got the silicone in there on that oil pan gasket. That is definitely a lot. The chains aren't tight. I've got them on these rims right here, which is not all that safe. But also I put, sorry about that, camera's upside down. I got new tires on it out of my shed, and one of them's flat, so it's got rust on the rim. You can pull that whole K-member out of there. Is that a K-member? I don't know what they call that thing. Looks like you can pull it all completely loose here. Pull that out and pull the oil pan. That or just pull the motor. I don't know. What do you think? He did some different things, though, Ramblers. He definitely did some different things. It's just too bad that they didn't stay in business as Rambler. Though they did as AMC, but not much past the 70s. Into the 80s, I guess they did a little with the Eagle, but alright. Try to set you up on a tripod. Alright. Back underneath here on this thing. Got a tripod ready for you. Just pulling that oil out. You can see it's fairly clean. I got my little heater. You'll notice that I've got a dimmer switch on that, and I've got a regulator on the bottle over there so I can turn it down. I don't need it blowing full blast on me, just enough to break the chill. I want to see if I can maybe pull this frame up from underneath here and see if find out why they've got this oil pan pulled off. I'm just curious as to what's inside here. I mean, I don't know. I just want to look and see. Thing too is working underneath these things, you gotta kind of keep your area somewhat clean, or else you always fighting the doggone dirt. That'll help anyway. Alright, so right now we've got that piece off, and I've got full access to the oil pan. So I'm going to start trying to pull some of these bolts out of here. There's some on the front up here, which is right through here. And then, of course, there's some in the back too. Let's see what that looks like. There is so much silicone on this thing. Underneath that gasket. There she comes. There we go. I will say somebody's been in here. Well, there's definitely a lot of sludge in there. I don't think there's a gasket on this thing. Looks like they've just gooped RTV on it. That's just all it is. It's just pure RTV. I mean, they've been in here. I can see it looks like they've been doing something in here. Yeah, this thing's pretty nasty. So what's caused the motor to lock up? That's what I'm curious about. I'm just looking to see if there's anything the size of these rod bolts here. Look at how that's put together. The two middle ones are on the same plane, and the two outer ones are on different planes. And what's leaking? Couple cylinders leaking the stuff I put in there. I think I've got a couple that might not be. Let me pull some more of these rod caps loose and see if there's any chance that thing might move. Well, what it kind of sounds like to me, it sounds like see, that one sounds hollow. That one sounds solid. That one's kind of sort of hollow. It's kind of hollow. That one's kind of hollow. this one. That one definitely sounds like it's something's going on. What I think has probably happened. You see that cylinder right there, and that cylinder there. Right? Hopefully it's not too blurry. It's kind of blurry to me. I've got a new camera coming. It's probably just a piece of junk anyway, but you can see the oil dripping down the cylinder sleeve there, or the piston sleeve. This one is, you can see it's pretty much full of rust, it looks like. This one here, I don't see a whole lot. Remember, the cylinders are still fairly full of my oil and mix that I put up in there. This one's definitely leaking. At least I know something is. It could be the front cylinder that's leaking. But you can see that red stuff that's dripping right there landed on me a couple of times. So I think that's her cylinder that's the fault. I'm still thinking that one right there. I don't know if you can see it, but way up in there you can kind of see a little rust. That one there, I can't really tell. Oh, I think she's going to have to come out. I mean, I know some guys will get these things going, they'll get them unstuck, and then try and run them, but you know as well as I do that those piston rings are pretty much collapsed in the ring lands. And it'll always burn oil, probably won't have any compression. If I do break that piston loose, I think we're pretty much a done deal at this point. Just gonna have to pull the motor out of it, and hopefully I can find a machine shop that'll take on rebuilding it. That doesn't cost me a fortune, because I want to get the old car back on the road. I think the cam is probably okay. I don't know, we'll see. I put the pry bar on it. I don't know if I can get a good bite on it with one hand. Let's see if I can do it this way. Just be real careful. Like, you kind of see it kind of moving, but see, that one's not moving there. I don't know. I think she's just seized. There's not much I can do about it. Pull it apart. Hopefully pistons are available for it. Pistons and rings. Bored out. Rebuild the engine probably cost a couple $1,000, if not more. Alright, well, I'm going to close this video out for now. You've kind of seen enough. I've seen enough. Just a matter of yanking the motor and I guess taking it to the machine shop. You can see right in there where the oil's leaking down on that piston, but that one's dry, so that means she's solid rust. And I don't know if I want to get a chisel up in there and pound on it, do any more damage. Alright, anyway, that's it for now. There's a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.